Hi, Kelly Kerrigan here with Empower Me Coaching. My question for you today is, have you ever tried to communicate with a difficult person where you have tried everything? They dominate the conversation, you try every angle, and every angle that you take, you still can't seem to get your point across. You really can't seem to connect with them. Well, if you've ever experienced that difficulty communicating with a difficult person, I encourage you to keep watching, grab your pen and paper, and take notes, because today I'm going to share 3 tips on how to communicate with that difficult person. Because if I ever write a book, my book is going to be titled, It's Not Me, It's You. So how do I know all this? How do I know so much about the topic? Well, years ago, I dove into the coaching because I needed to learn how to deal with a difficult person. And through all of that, I've explored so much about myself, and I've come to the realization, it's not me, it's you. So the problem is that you've let them make the decisions for so long, whether it's at home, in your relationships, whether it's at work. Because of their personality, they seem so self-confident, they tend to dominate the conversations, they tend to make you question your own thoughts as if you're wrong. Because they're so self-assured, they have this way to make you feel like, no, what they are saying is correct, and what you are saying is, that's kind of questionable. Maybe you're wrong. So then you start to create this self-doubt. And because you've created this self-doubt, what happens to your energy is you start to play small in your life, and you tend to sit back in the more passive role, the communication style, and you tend to let others take the lead on things. I know I've been called out, I've been invited to different companies to even address this issue, because they hire certain individuals because of their compassion, because of their great ideas, their enthusiasm, and their qualities. And what the company realizes is that over time, these wonderful people are now playing really, really small because they don't know how to interact properly with these people with these strong personalities. So I wanted to show you this. If you've watched any of my videos, you have probably seen this before. So I always share that there's 2 reasons to communicate. And I mean, this is solely for the purpose of this conversation. So one is to connect, and the other one is to be right. So like I said, for the sake of this conversation, ask yourself, where do you fall? Like, do you see yourself in this circle, like wanting to connect? Or are you in this circle wanting to be right? So my guess is that you fall in this circle here, as you are looking to connect with others. And that is a beautiful thing. I mean, I think our world needs more connection. We're so connected with our phones and social media, but yet we feel so disconnected. So this is a beautiful thing if you want to connect. So it's more likely, if you're this person that wants to connect, it's more likely for you to give that difficult person what they want, because you're like, in your mind, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, I really don't care if I'm right. I don't have to be right. So it's a lot easier for you to step back and say, okay, whatever. But this person over here that needs to be right, the more self-assured, the more self-confident person, they don't always have the best ways to deal with other people. They are not always the most compassionate, the most loving, the most empathetic. So although they seem self-assured, they may not be the right person to do that job, right? So the solution is, right? So the problem is you are stepping back, you are playing small, you are letting others take the lead that you are more than capable of doing, because this wanting to connect, you have a big heart, you are heart-centered, you have empathy, you want to connect, you really care about others, and the world needs more heart. That's my thing, is I really, really and truly believe that the world needs more heart. So number 1, the first solution is know your worth. For far too long, people with big hearts empathetic souls, sensitive souls, have been conditioned by society to feel that, you know, I'm emotional, maybe, you know, I'm not the best person for the job. So society has conditioned you to play small. Why? Because your quality is so needed and is so beautiful, and they are trying to keep it down. They are trying to keep your energy small so they feel more glorified, but no more. You are going to know your worth. You're going to know your beauty, and that leading with compassion and leading with the heart is going to be so well received. So, you know, really know your worth, understand your beautiful qualities, and how if you step into your personal power and know them to the core, you have the ability to make a ginormous impact in our world today. So the first step is to know your worth. The second step is to learn to set boundaries. Okay, it's one thing to set boundaries, but the really difficult part to setting boundaries is holding others accountable. Because I guarantee when you set a boundary, people are going to want to cross it. I mean, if you're a parent, you know, you set boundaries with your kids, and what do? They push them, push them, push them. Adults, no different. People are going to push your boundaries, and you're going to have to put your foot down and say, no, that's not acceptable. Right? So you got to learn the whole process for that. And you have to be willing to follow through on the outcomes of those people that do cross your boundaries. Right? So that's the only way that people are going to take you serious. When you set boundaries, you got to set boundaries, you got to hold them accountable, and you have to be willing to follow through with the outcome for people who don't follow your boundaries. And the third solution to dealing with those difficult people is learn assertiveness skills. And what is assertiveness skills? It's learning to take the lead without asking permission. It's being confident in your ability. It is communicating with others in a way that you are self-assured, you respect yourself, you do it from a place of love, and that you also respect the other person, right? You communicate in a way that is full of love for yourself and other people and the greater good of this entire world, or your family or your company, whatever it is, you take those steps. So if you found this video useful, please give it a like, please give it a share. You can sign up to my Facebook page. I have a Facebook group as well. So my Facebook page is Empower Me Coaching by Kelly Kerrigan. Please, like, share that out. I have a Coffee and Confidence group. I welcome you to join the Coffee and Confidence group, where you're going to be surrounded by like-minded people that we are going to grow in confidence and have a little fun, because I like coffee. Maybe you don't, but you can still join the group. So thank you so much. I hope you found this video useful, and I look forward to connecting with you. Bye.